New Mexico has a proud history of military service. In fact, nearly 1 in 10 New Mexicans has served in the armed forces at one time or another. That gives us one of the largest concentrations of veterans in the entire country per capita. And a growing number of those veterans suffer from a disability. Estimates from the Department of Workforce Solutions are nearly 1 in 4 veterans who struggle with a service-related injury. Now, for veterans suffering from post-traumatic stress and brain injuries, finding help and relief can be an extra challenge. Luckily, a program in New Mexico is out to help those veterans forge a new future with the help of some 4-legged friends.
There's a good girl. Good girl.
We find that shelter dogs are often kindred spirits with our veteran clients.
Good girl.
I see the world as a less scary place, I guess you could say. I don't really worry about going out places as much.
I don't second guess being safe out because I know she has my back.
That safety and security is something many of these vets haven't felt in a long time. Each of them suffer daily from the experiences and trauma they endured in active duty service.
I had an injury and I went, down to the medical clinic on base and everything, and they basically, the cure-all was, you're good, walk it off, take some vitamin, we called it vitamin M, but basically Motrin, go walk it off, you're okay. So I did that and just kept going because that's just who I am. I'm just like, nobody's gonna tell me I can't do something.
I was in the Army. I was a medic. I joined June 6th, 2006, which always stuck in my mind. I wasn't in for very long. They injured me pretty badly in training and pulled me out January 2007, pulled me out of training. I could not go places on my own. I had nightmares, insomnia, issues with crowds, anger issues at times. I was not myself. I know my mother never complained, but she was always the one who would go with me places or go places for me when I didn't feel comfortable going out. And I felt really bad that I was interrupting her life so much.
All right, good girl, good girl. I loved serving my country. I loved the Navy. I loved sleeping on the floor next to the left wheel well or on the C-130 going on deployment. It was just my identity. It's who I was. I excelled. It was who I was, and it was slowly kind of being taken away from me, and I kind of felt like I wasn't worthy or wasn't good anymore because it was just, oh, you're broken.
Enter Paws and Stripes. The organization formed in 2010 with the goal of training service animals for veterans in New Mexico. It costs anywhere from $10,000 to more than $50,000 just to train a service dog. And they do more than just match up a dog with a vet.
Our program is geared to not just provide a dog that can assist the individual, but a program that's a comprehensive program that provides classes, education, mental health, and then obviously our favorite part, the dogs, that all come from shelters.
Hey, good girl. I'm one of the 2 enrollment coordinators. We're both graduates of the program. And this is Molly. She's my service dog. It's a 9 to 12 month program. And there's at the minimum 3 1-hour obligations a week. There's also a mental health component that's twice a month, or I should say at the minimum twice a month. But it's a lot of work, and every day you do 1 to 2 hours of training.
We do various types of assessments on canine candidates for the organization, but we don't choose any one exact temperament or skill set because it depends on the client that needs the dog. So we may find that we have an individual that needs a lower energy dog versus one that maybe needs a higher energy dog, just as one example.
Lindsay Stanek knows firsthand how brain injuries and post-traumatic stress disorder can affect a veteran. She saw it in her ex-husband when he was discharged from the Army.
In an effort to help him, I had adopted a shelter dog for him. We moved to New Mexico and realized that while she was an excellent companion. It was only doing so much for his disabilities, and he was trying to work. He couldn't keep a job. We were trying to start over, and I started doing some research and realized that dogs could be trained to do a whole lot more than just making you feel good, because we all know dogs make you feel pretty good. So he became our first graduate, and with his dog Sarge, and now today we've almost graduated 80 teams.
And graduates say the animals have truly given them a new opportunity in life and a new purpose and mission, especially when given the chance to help other vets.
I can relate, and I can talk to them in real time, real terms, that they understand. I have been there. I understand what they're going through. Maybe not the exact thing, but I can say, yeah, I would go around the edges of a supermarket to get to one thing and then come back and then have to dread the checkout. And they're like, yeah, that's horrible. I do the same thing.
I would never consider going to the mall by myself. Now I do. I go there. I am actually a mentor with the program, so I'll go and I'll meet other teams, help them get out to the mall, work on skills. And without him, never would have happened. So the world's less scary, and I can do things now.
Success for a team can look a lot of different ways. It can be as simple as just the way they walk is different, the way they talk and how connected they are to the people in their surroundings. It can be as big as seeing them jump from graduating the program to jumping right into school and taking on new endeavors that way. We've seen older retirees really embrace their retirement and be able to travel the country and do more things with their family and their extended family, take on new hobbies that really are fulfilling to them. We've had artists, amazing artists and musicians. So there's just so many ways that you can see a successful team, but I think at the end of the day, you definitely see a brighter person, a happier person, more connected for sure.
Paws and Stripes is moving to a new location in Albuquerque this fall, with more room for training and support services for veterans. For New Mexico in Focus, I'm Sarah Gustavus.